down in their truck and shot and killed Aubrey. Huh? We remember that, right? Well,
of course.
those two are trying to get a bond. They had a bond hearing Thursday that will continue today at 10 a.m., I believe, and their defense teams spent more than 3 hours focusing on their character. And the defense team called 5 witnesses to the stand. Can we go to WTOC CBS 11 for more information on this, please?
Now, the hearing started off with Gregory and Travis McMichael's defense teams calling up several witnesses. These witnesses testified that the father and son are good people who also would not run if granted bond. We also heard from the prosecution during cross-examinations. The prosecution brought up text messages between Travis and a friend that prosecutors said used racial slurs. Travis's friend said the texts were only in reference to an animal, and the defense also said the texts were jokes. Now, we want to make it clear that the word raccoon is not what was said in the text message that they're referring to. Now, we also want to note that this text exchange was in November of 2019. Arbery's death was in February of 2020.
Now, these mayonnaise-flavored mammals, in particular, Travis had his mom come up and close, longtime friends like Zachary. They discussed how Travis was once a lifeguard and a U.S. Coast Guardsman who had saved several people's lives while performing those jobs. If I was cross-examining him, I would have said, well, how many of those people were black? Or anything other than white? And how many black people have you let drown? That's the question I would have asked. Inquiring minds would like to know. Well, one of those friends who testified for Travis was Zachary Langford, our recipient of today's Donkey of the Day. You just heard the news report describing the text exchange between Travis and Zachary. I really hope y'all go online to watch the video and then ask yourself, why is this man not in jail for lying on the stand the way that he did? Would you like to hear what the text exchange between Travis and Zachary was? Well, let's listen.
Do you recall that text exchange between you and defendant Travis McMichael, in which he was talking about shooting a black coon with gold teeth that had a high point 45?
He was referring to a raccoon. It was being facetious.
To which you responded that this raccoon needed Newport cigarettes. Is that your testimony?
Yes, sir.
That is an exchange between you and defendant Travis McMichael, correct?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to play white devil's advocate here. Just for a second, and humor some of you human jars of Hellmans by giving you the benefit of the doubt and saying, you don't know what a coon is. Well, let's go to the C section of the Urban Dictionary, and I can give you the definition of a coon. It is an insulting term used by both races. When used by whites, it translates to when used by blacks, it's describing an Uncle Ruckus type character. I know y'all may not watch Boondocks, so when I say Uncle Ruckus type character, just think a black person who is an Uncle Tom, a sellout to his race, a bootlicker, a yes, sir, massa, boss, sir type, okay? There is no term of endearment when it comes to the word coon. I don't care what Terry Crews says. He can't make fetch happen. He can't make coon happen. Okay, didn't you try to make an acronym for coon? What was it? Conquering our own negativity or something like that?
That was
I don't remember.
Weird.
Yeah. But it is not a term of endearment from either race, okay? Let's hear it used in several sentences. Let's start with black people. This is black people using coon.
Coon. Coon. Coon.
Coon lovers don't love coons.
Coon. Super coon. Terry Crews is another coon.
Now let's hear it used in several sentences from white people.
Coon.
Are you even a coon ass?
Where did this coon go?
Coon.
Martin Luther Coon.
Martin Luther Coon.
You got over double trouble, coon will jump.
Exactly who you think you're fooling. They got songs about the word coon, okay? Why wasn't he arrested for contempt of court? That's disrespectful to a court of law to try to play them like that in regards to the usage of the word coon. That's Glenn County, Georgia. Every white person in that courtroom has called a black person a coon at some point. I've been around someone who has called a black person a coon. There's people who are in that courtroom who are going to be at the Million MAGA March this weekend, and they will be using words much stronger than coon the whole time they there. Okay, can we play that? Can we play the clip again? The clip of him in the courtroom again, just real quick.
Do you recall that text exchange between you and defendant Travis McMichael, in which he was talking about shooting a black coon with gold teeth that had a high point 45?
He was referring to a raccoon. It was being facetious.
To which you responded that this raccoon needed Newport cigarettes. Is that your testimony?
Yes, sir.
That is an exchange between you and defendant Travis McMichael, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all the stereotypes are right there. Okay, all the stereotypes are right there. One, that black people are crackheads. Two, the gold teeth and a gun. That's how they see us. On drugs, armed and dangerous. Okay, Zach replied with more stereotypes of black people representing Newports and 40s. That's just how they see us. That's why they were able to kill Ahmaud Arbery so easily, because they saw him as an animal. So when Travis says he was referencing an animal, he was right. He just meant the animals were black people. That's it. And then he said it was a joke. Our lives are a joke to these people. Imagine joking about shooting a black man only to have the person you're joking with actually go to jail for shooting and murdering a black man one day. That's why these folks, Travis and Gregory McMichael, don't deserve a bond, because in a lot of ways, this was premeditated. They may not have planned to kill Ahmaud Arbery on this day, but they had always planned to do harm to somebody black. The proof is in the liver-mush pudding. In my mind, white people love liver-mush pudding. You know what bothers me about this? I expect friends to get on the stand and lie for Travis and say things like, oh, they never knew Travis to be a racist person, saying he felt remorseful after the death of Ahmaud. I highly doubt racists refer to themselves as racist. They just think they are better than black people, superior to black people. And black people don't deserve to do anything but serve them, and they reserve the right to kill a Negro when they see fit. But I don't think they refer to themselves as racist. But I expect, for a lawyer to come with that angle. I expect that, a lawyer to argue that Travis felt remorseful. Of course he's remorseful, not about killing Ahmaud, but about being in jail. He wants to go home, okay? He wants to be out so he can go to the Million MAGA March and brag about killing Ahmaud Arbery. He would be celebrated for that, okay? He'd be celebrated for that kill, him and his father. That's how they would look at it, as a kill, like Ahmaud was some wild game or something. Nope, keep him in jail. Now, Ahmaud Arbery's mother spoke, and I agree with her. Let's listen.
These men are proud of what they've done, and they want to go home because in their selfish minds, they think that they're the good guys. And I and my family is left literally to pick up the pieces. I continue to suffer mentally and emotionally while I wait for justice for my son. They should not go home now to prepare for their defense and to be embraced by the community. It is not fair for these guys to even get a pretrial release, even for consideration.